Now it's time for Party on the Patio, brought to you by Outdoor Living at Morris Home Furnishings. It's actually a party in the parking lot this morning because of the threatening skies, the chance of rain. So we decided to move things kind of undercover. And we're going to do something a bit different this morning. Steven Spiro from Vertigo Catering is live. And Steven, people think about meat, chicken, beef on the grill, but you brought an idea that is a really great one.
Thanks. Yeah, we're doing a grilled mozzarella and Carozza, which is basically an Italian grilled cheese sandwich. Traditionally, it's breaded with milk and eggs and then pan-seared in a skillet. Today, we're kind of bringing it outside to the grill, so when you're having a party, you don't have to go in the kitchen. You can stay outside, mingle, have a good time with all your guests.
Would you use this as an appetizer or maybe a main course?
Sure, absolutely. You can cut it smaller as an appetizer. You can serve it as an entree. Today, we're going to kind of do a combination of both.
All right, we'll let you get started. Cool. What's up first?
We're going to start out with a couple slices of sourdough bread. We're going to put a little bit of oil on them.
Okay, is that regular olive oil?
This is actually extra virgin olive oil.
All right.
And then generally you'd want to use a spoon, something like that. I'm using my knife today. Spread it on just a little bit. Go ahead and flip the bread over. And then add your mozzarella, fresh mozzarella preferably.
Right.
Murray's Cheese Shop at Kroger's makes phenomenal fresh mozzarella. That's what we're using today. And then we're using a little bit of Italian seasoning right on top of the mozzarella.
And what's in the Italian seasoning?
It's parsley, oregano, basil, a little bit of red pepper flakes, garlic, and onion.
Ooh, sounds great.
Then we're just going to cap it off and then go straight over to the grill and set it on about medium-high heat. That way it can start slowly melting. The bread gets nice and golden brown.
And look at how gooey.
It is. It's very gooey. That's the great thing about mozzarella. It just gets all nice and gooey for you.
About how long did you leave that on there for?
These were on here for about 4 minutes per side.
Oh, not that long. We'll take it off and cut it to show folks what the finished product looks like. Wow, that looks awesome. And when you talk about fresh mozzarella, that's one of the main kind of staples when I think about summertime. Not only could you do that, you could do the basil with the tomato salad.
Absolutely, and this is what a great sandwich too, because you can add that fresh basil to it. You can add sun-dried tomato pesto. And actually this one we're going to serve with some fresh marinara sauce. That you can kind of just dip away. Great as an appetizer, like I said. That way, when your guests are coming over, you can just have it cut into little cubes if you can get it onto your platter.
There you go. I knew you could do it. And you're also grilling up fruit. So if you're sitting at home thinking, wow, what about dessert? This is an easy way to kind of use that as the cooking method again.
Absolutely, and it keeps you outside so you don't have to do anything. It's a grilled pound cake, peaches, and then we're going to top it off with a little bit of a bourbon glaze.
Now, did you put anything on top of the peaches or the pound cake before you set it on the grill?
We did not. There's enough sugars in it that's going to caramelize naturally, so we just went ahead and set it straight on, and then the glaze is what's going to give it that nice juiciness.
Wow. And talk about what you have coming up a little bit later on in the show.
Sure. A little bit later, we're going to be featuring a grilled rack of lamb with asparagus and sweet potatoes.
Wow, lamb. And speaking of lamb, that is going to be a staple at an event that you are going to next week, actually. We want to put some information on your screen about that. You can catch Steven and Vertigo Catering next Thursday. There's actually something called the Lamb Jam. It is down in Cincinnati, June 19th at the Findlay Market. What is the Lamb Jam, Steven, real quick?
Lamb Jam is a great way to showcase American lamb, which is some of the best lamb that you can get your hands on. It's chefs from around the Cincinnati area, and we're going to be just demoing lamb in a chop-style competition throughout the day.
Oh, wow. Okay. Sounds intense, too. A chop-style competition.
Loving it right now. It is a tad bit muggy overall for our party on the patio. Again, brought to you by Outdoor Living by Morris Home Furnishings. But I'm yet again meeting Executive Chef Steven Spiro. So, Steven, here at Vertigo Catering, you have a variety of delicious treats, but you're about to do something that I never heard about. This is a grilled peach pound cake, is what you're saying?
Yeah, it's something that we're kind of throwing together so you can do this outside when you're entertaining your guests. Instead of having to be inside cooking and then taking it outside to serve, we're just going to do it all from the grill today.
And this looks simplistic. We got one boom, 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 boom. What are my steps? How can I do this? How can I really add a little bit of flair to my barbecue, maybe this Saturday or Sunday for Father's Day?
Sure. Well, first you're going to slice up your pound cake into about a half-inch pieces and then slap it on the grill. You don't need any oil. You don't need anything else to it. You're just going to put it on, get some nice color to it. And then the same with the peaches. Cut them into wedges. You can cut them in halves if you want to do whole peaches, and then put them on the grill, get some more color to them. Once that all comes off, you're going to make up a little glaze with a little bit of powdered sugar and bourbon.
Ooh, nice, nice, nice.
It's about a cup of sugar to about 2 tablespoons bourbon. Mix it all up. And then what we're going to do is we're going to assemble the pound cake onto our plate and then top it off with some peaches. There's no science to putting them on. You just got to throw them on there. And then take the bourbon glaze, mix it up, make sure it's all nice and smooth, and then just pour it over.
And you also grilled the peaches on there as well. How long should you put the peaches on there? Because I feel like I always burn things that I'm not really used to. The burgers I got down, but these unknown items I'm a little bit troublesome at times.
Sure, they're a lot harder because they've actually got the sugars in them, so that sugar's going to caramelize a lot quicker than a piece of meat will. These peaches took about 5 to 8 minutes, medium-high heat. If you start seeing the color get there a little bit quicker, move them to the side, turn down the heat, let them go a little bit slower.
And this is a perfect dessert as you're going to be heading out, and we got a great weekend as well.
Absolutely.
This is not the last time we're going to be hearing from Steven. Steven, you got a little bit of lamb next up on the docket, I believe.
Absolutely.
All right, that's going to be good times.
Now for Party on the Patio, brought to you by Outdoor Living at Morris Home Furnishings. It is party in the parking lot this morning. The threat of rain moved us under the overhang up here. But you know what? We're still having fun. The grill master of this Friday morning is Chef Steven Spiro from Vertigo Catering. And oh my, wow, you just pulled these off the grill, Steven. These are impressive.
Thanks. These are racks of American lamb. They're completely Frenched down to the cap, and then the cap is removed. So we've just got some wonderful meat there. We're doing this today with some asparagus and sweet potatoes as well.
Oh my goodness. Now, Mike Kohlmeyer told me as I was walking outside that he loves lamb. Talk about the different cuts of lamb and kind of how to pick a good cut of lamb when you're at the store.
Sure. The cut of lamb that you want to purchase is basically dependent on what you're going to do with it. Legs are great for grilling if they're boneless. Racks are great. Shoulders, good for braising, that kind of thing. Really, when you look at it, there's not too many different parts that have a ton of meat on them. So you kind of have your shoulder, leg, shanks, and then racks, and then grind meats.
And this would be intimidating for me. If I saw this and had to grill it up and it wasn't a burger, I would be kind of afraid I would mess it up. What are some tips for folks on grilling lamb?
Sure, grilling lamb, for this we just seasoned it with a little bit of Italian seasoning and steak seasoning with a little bit of olive oil. We marinated it for a couple hours just to get the flavor throughout the meat.
Marinated in what?
Just the Italian seasoning and steak seasoning.
Okay.
Just kind of like a dry rub more so. It's really like grilling a steak. It's no more different. You just have the bones up here rather than right up on the meat.
And the other big important part is how to know if it's done or not. Go ahead and cut a piece so you can show us the grilling perfection that you have done this morning.
There we go. So the basics to grilling this is you don't want to overcook it. A lot of people feel that you have to overcook lamb to make sure it's done. You can cook it to an easy medium rare, and that's honestly when it's the most juicy. So for this, we're going to slice them into little medallions. We've got our asparagus on the platter, and then we're going to put on some sweet potatoes.
Those are cut kind of different than I would picture a regular sweet potato being cut.
Well, we wanted to cut them slightly thin so that way they would cook quickly. We also pre-boiled them for about 5 minutes just so they would be nice and tender. Instead of going onto the grill raw, they would take a lot longer burn and they get this weird crusty outer side.
Wow. And that looks so awesome. Is that a medium or is that kind of a rare cut of lamb, or that rare grilling that you've done to that lamb?
This is more medium to me. I like it a little bit more rare. But yeah, the way it is, it's nice and juicy. You can just pick up the bones, eat it. Using the wooden cutting board as a platter instead of a regular plate is a great way to kind of dress up your tablescapes.
Yeah, and then just kind of walk around to the different plates of your guest and serve it like that. That looks awesome. In terms of grilling veggies, any tips?
Don't overcook them.
Words to live by.
The asparagus only took about 4 or 5 minutes on the grill. And actually all the recipes that we've done today you can find on our website, vertigocatering.com, so I can kind of help you out as well.
And did you put anything on top of the veggies before you grilled them?
Generally, I only put a little bit of olive oil on them. That way they just cook nicely. And then we season them right at the end with a little bit of salt, pepper, whatever you're into.
Awesome. And you know what? If you like lamb, Findlay Market is the place to be. We have some information to put on your screen right now. You can catch Steven and Vertigo Catering next Thursday at the Lamb Jam down in Cincinnati, Findlay Market. And of course, a lot of folks will be out there watching you. And it's kind of a competition? Yeah,
it's a chop style competition. All the contestants are getting 10 pounds of ground lamb, a leg of lamb, and then they get a mystery basket, $50 to shop the market for all their extra ingredients. Then they've got an hour to cook 100 portions.
Wow, so what you did today was no big deal. You had this covered.
Not at all. We can do it again.
All right, Steven, thank you so much. What a fun thing to cook up. And I know, Chris, that Mike Kohlmeyer is sitting in the studio just looking at this lamb thinking, ooh, that looks so good.
He just said that when you said that. That was amazing. You should live action right just having in the studio. And also that does look fantastic. Steven says I have to try some. That's going to be happening in just a few minutes. I don't even have a watch. I don't know why I did that. And good morning to you. We are partying on the patio or the parking lot just because we're trying to prevent any of that rain. And this is brought to you by Outdoor Living at Morris Home Furnishings. This weekend we got a lot going on. Not only is it a fantastic weekend, but around the Miamisburg area, of course, we have the Rockin' Green Tomato Festival. That's on Saturday, where I'll be taking on Jeff Booth, by the way, in a hamburger eating competition. But on Sunday, starting at 8 a.m., we have the Tour de Burgh. First off to my right, I have John Good. It's going to be a good, may I say, great weekend. Tell me about what's going on for the Tour de Burgh. Bikes galore.
We have a tour ride. That at the same time as when in downtown they have the races. The tour goes out into the farmlands out toward Farmersville, Germantown. It's you have the option of a 25, 50, or a 75 mile ride, and you know, it's just a fun, very scenic ride and good for the family.
Would you say that this is going to be more of a competitive circumstance? We have some of the bikes that are just cruising around, and they look fierce over there. But is it going to be more of a competitive style, or can people just be able to just enjoy the scenery a little bit more?
The tour is what it is. It's a tour. You go at your own speed, stop. We have water stops, food for them to stop at. So there's no real race. There's no real competition. That's just a relaxing ride out into the country. And
how long is this going for? Like, do people have to get there right at 8 o'clock if they're thinking about doing this? Because it's going to be a perfect day. Great for Father's Day as well for a family event.
Yeah, we need to, you need to show up at Library Park, downtown Miamisburg, at the gazebo. You sign up, and the ride, the ride leaves at 8, so you need to be there a little bit before 8 to register.
Well, perfect. And it's a weekend of bikes overall. We have Doug Dayton over here with Dayton Cycling. So what's going on? Well, first off, I need to get some of these uniforms behind me. Do you think you can help me out? I want to be looking the part.
Yes, that is our team, Dayton Cycling. They are the host team for the last 10 years of the Tour de Burgh event. You can see those guys. They are fierce. We have one of our ladies from Secret Deodorant is one of our title sponsors. They're on Fuji bikes, as you can see, and our men's team is Relevant Works. Team Dayton was started back years ago by two individuals, Bruce Skillings and Ron Garrett. Started a team from nothing and built it to the biggest team in the tri-state area of over 130 members. Now, these events this weekend are all races. These are USA Cycling sanctioned event, and the Ohio Cycling Association has sanctioned these events. This event has a wide spectrum of races all day long. I should say that we want to be very thankful and appreciate Sycamore Catering Health Network that has sponsored this event for the last 10 years. So without them, this event really wouldn't happen. So we're really excited to go downtown historical Miamisburg to do this race.
And we're also excited that the forecast is going to verify. So if you're thinking about the Tour de Burgh, get it going. 8 a.m. at Miamisburg. It's definitely going to be something that you don't want to miss out.